Okay, the next position we're going to cover is the closed guard. So it's another defensive position as part of the guard system. When I get taken down, someone comes in, grabs me here, takes me to the floor, I'm going to wrap the closed guard, legs around the waist, keep their head down. So when I get this position, I'm going to close my legs around his waist and I'm going to hold his head down and start to frame against his arms to try and avoid the strikes. So keep some control and keep him close to me and avoid damage. Another way we might end up there is if I'm on the bottom here and he jumps over my legs, gets a mount position, and I have to recover out from underneath. And I get back to my closed guard from here. Alternatively, it could be a side control position, but I bridge, escape, bring my knee through, I start to work back, we get this closed guard, I keep them close to me. Okay, so once we start here in the closed guard, I'm trying to control the posture of my opponent by grabbing the back of his head or over his back here, keeping him down. Then the next thing I want to avoid is my opponent to strike with his arms. So as I'm here, he might try to punch. I'd keep it nice and tight and moving side to side using the angles here and trying to defend the best I can. Okay, I don't want to hold just his arms down because I can control his both arms, but he could still strike with his head here and headbutt as well. So I need to make sure that I have good control on the head and the arms. Of course, when I control the head and one arm, he's going to have the other arm free, so I try to keep myself protected on the other side, and I may have to change over and back, make an angle on the side, keep him down and close to me. So as he's here, he's going to try to posture up to get the strikes because his power comes when he's up in this position. If he can swing a punch here, he can do much more damage with his strikes. So when he comes up, I need to bring my knees inside, trap his arms here, and now as he tries to strike, we have a better positioning and we can then pull him back down. So as we're here, he starts posturing up. We bring our knees inside, control the arms, and now he's going to stand up to get more leverage for the strikes. Now he can pull his arm out, but I extend my knees here. He keeps trying to strike, I'm defending here, and then that will give me time to put the feet on the hips, come here, push back, up kick, and we can return to our feet from there. So that's just a brief summary of how we can use strike defense in the closed guard. So the next part will be the sweeps. So when I'm controlling my partner here, I have many options for a sweep. And a sweep is when I transfer my opponent onto their back. When I'm on my back, I'm going to turn them onto their back. So one example here is when he's lifting up, I bring my knee in, pull forward, and we sweep across with the scissors sweep into mount. We have many different options for the sweeps, and the sweeps will come depending on our opponent's reactions. So for the scissors sweep, for example, I'm holding on the back of the head and the arm, but I need to wait till he tries to rise up. He makes some space, and now I can bring my knee into his chest here. But if I try to sweep here, it's not a good leverage for me, so I need to pull his weight forward. His weight is coming forward and it makes his legs light, and now I can sweep him across. Come up, I establish the mount, and I can control him right there. Then another option for the sweep is when my opponent's weight is back, so he's leaning more backwards. If I try to do scissors sweep now, he's too heavy on his legs, I won't get it. So I have to rock up, take his arm, and I go for my hip bump sweep, and we get across here. And next option is when he starts here, I'm going to control his wrists to avoid the strikes. Then if he does get his wrist free, he goes to strike. I'm always bringing my knee inside, block his shoulder, defend the strike. Now we'll go back, we're here. So when my partner tries to stand up in the guard, he stands up on one leg, and then I'm going to knock him over, and we get the flower sweep. And another option when our opponent starts to stand up, he gets to his feet. He's trying to open my guard. I'm going to grab the ankles bump him back, and then I come up and get the top position. So there we have many ways to make the sweep to turn our opponent over onto their back and establish the mount. Okay, the next part we're going to look at how we can attack the back. So we can get a back mount and look to choke our opponent from the back. So one example here, the first one would be from a strike. So if he reaches up to try and strike, I'm covering, pull out my legs forward, and I bring him forward. Then I'm going to start to climb out the back door, scoop out, and we get hooks in, take the back, and then we can start to roll our opponent over and get the choke. Another option is when I'm in the guard here and someone tries, I'm keeping him down, but he tries to grab my head and squeeze here, put me under pressure, driving his shoulder onto me and squeezing my head. I'm going to try to climb out the back door, so I start to adjust. Climb out the back door, get our hooks in on top, and then from here, again, we're going to reach through, grab the wrist, bring him across, go to our rear naked choke, and finish from the back. Now we look at some submissions from inside the guard. So the first one we're going to look at is the Kimura. So I'm defending against the strike here. I slide down, we trap the arm, we make a figure 4 lock, and then we bring the arm up and over the back, attacking the shoulder. The next one we're going to look at is arm bar, classic jiu-jitsu submission. So we're going to come up, trap the shoulder, get the legs high, rotate the body, circle the leg over the top, and now I have the arm between my legs. I can extend my body and attack the elbow with the submission here. Okay, the next one we're going to do the triangle choke. So I'm going to be down, I'll just rotate it. We're down here on the floor and I start to escape my hips, keeping the posture broken. I circle my knee under his leg, bring it out, and I make a lock behind his back. Now I'm going to just lift, bring his arm over to the other side, rotate, and I make a triangle lock with my legs here, squeeze my knees together, and we get the triangle choke. The next one is going to be a cross choke, so it's a good option if you can use your opponent's clothing against them. So I pull him down, I get a hand in, cross collar grip, nice and tight, and I can do it in 2 ways. I could grab this collar here like so, with the arm on top, keeping him tight and finish. Or if he's defending on that side and I can't get over to his collar, I will reach under my arm, 4 fingers inside, and I pull him down, and I finish with the choke, pulling him to my chest. And then another option we have is when we have our partner up a bit, we pull him forward, he posts his hand on the mat, I'm going to frame, hip escape out, and then I lock my elbows together here, and I have his arm trapped, and I'm going to push his elbow down to get the submission here, and we have what we call a straight arm lock. So those are a couple of submissions that we can use from the closed guard or guard position when we're defending attack in the jiu-jitsu self-defense system.